right around the year mark, I really sat down and I'm like, am I still enjoying it, or am I just doing it because it's like convenient now and all these things? And honestly, I could say like 100% that I like truly love what I do. And I think that is because I found what I loved, at an earlier age.
Welcome to Mommispace. My name is Brianna Bernhard, your hostess, and I am a new mom. I selfishly created this podcast to get some advice and inspiration from the moms in my community who are doing amazing things while raising their families. I've realized motherhood is hard, but knowing I'm not alone in this call makes all the difference, and I hope you feel refreshed as you listen. Welcome to the tribe. Welcome to Mommispace. This is Bree, and today I'm with Christelle Jackson. Christelle, welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me again.
Yes, I know. It's so funny because I've already had a couple of people on this podcast who have been on the other podcast throughout the future. So for those of you listening that have heard the past interviews, you're just in for a treat to get an extra, helping of the beautiful Christelle. So, would you go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself and your family before we kind of dive in today?
Yes. So, let's see. So, I guess this is a short intro, but basically, I got married in July of 2014. We found out we were pregnant a month later with our first son.
Aww.
Yeah, and then so we had him in June of 2015. We had a great year with him, a wonderful year with him. I wasn't working. That whole year. And then I found LulaRoe,
Mm-hmm.
and then I started working again. Kind of went just in like full force, just like full speed ahead with that. And that is my full-time job as far as being a mommy and being a wife. But and then my son turned 2, and then right before he turned 2, we had my second child, who is Harper Rain Jackson, and she's my little girl. So now we have a 2.5-year-old and a 5-month-old, and I'm still working from home. That hasn't changed.
Yeah.
I just have 2 littles now instead of 1.
That's so amazing. And we were saying before this that I couldn't remember whether you had been pregnant or not during our last interview together. And
yeah,
I don't think you were yet. So it's just so cool, like how things have grown and changed and stuff. I love it.
Yep.
Oh, so cool. Okay, so sorry, I forgot to introduce you as a LulaRoe consultant. And I'm sure a lot of you have probably heard about LulaRoe at some point in your life. If you haven't, then you're just not on the internet or social media, because it's all over and has been doing really amazing things. So I just kind of wanted to dive in and talk to you about how that's looked for you working as a mom. Like, it's so cool that you get to work from home, but kind of tell us like what a normal day looks like for you with all of that.
Yeah, so basically so before I had my second, it was more of like I could work whenever I wanted, really just not having a schedule. Kind of just really dive into everything that I do on a daily basis. So whether that's social media or creating outfits for my Facebook group, which is where I have a sale every week, or I'm just like, constantly just brainstorming of things and new things I can do for my business and all that. So before I had my first, it was more of just like I could do my own schedule, really, and not anything so like planned, because I am much more of like a spontaneous person. I take on a lot, but I always make sure I get it done, whether it's like in a span of one day, or a span of like a week. So that's how I usually tend to work. So now with my newest edition, it's a lot harder, but I would say I still have managed to work the same amount. I don't know how,
Yeah,
but
that's amazing.
it's definitely, I mean, when I say it's a family business, it is truly a family business. My
Mm.
husband does so much for me.
Mm.
My mother-in-law helps so much. My sister, everybody really helps. So that's, that's great. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to do half of the things that I do.
Yeah.
But now I do have to have a schedule. So I've planned out my days, like literally Sunday to Saturday,
Wow.
where I have 2 hours dedicated to something and 1 hour dedicated to something, but then also able to have time to feed my daughter and have lunch with my son
Yeah.
and have play dates because that is super important.
Yeah.
I honestly didn't think that was really that important
Yeah.
until now.
Yeah.
Because all like Lincoln is 2.5 and he's a boy and he needs to run and I
Yeah.
just can't do that with him with Harper. I mean, I just can't play the way that he needs me to
Right.
play with him. So play dates, it's just like he is off and
Yeah.
running. Um, so everything getting scheduled in, but at the same time being able to still dedicate a lot of time that I have to LulaRoe because it
Yeah.
is definitely like a full-time job.
Mm-hmm.
I work on it a lot every
Mm-hmm.
day. Even like days like today where it was a little hard, I'm
Mm-hmm.
still like planning things in my head or like
Mm-hmm.
writing it down. Um,
Wow.
so yeah, that's just I don't even know if I answered your
No,
question,
yeah,
but
totally. That's
okay.
great. So, when we talked last for the Thread the Future podcast episode, I was asking you more about LulaRoe and specifically your involvement with that and how you got into it and everything. And one of the things that you talked about before was that you'd been in retail before and that you really enjoyed it and felt like it was just kind of your thing. Like you'd kind of found your niche and then finding LulaRoe however many years later, it was just this like awesome thing. Like, oh my
Hmm.
gosh, you're telling me I can do what I love and be at home.
Hmm.
Um, so is that still the case for you? Like, are you still feeling passionate about this? And if so, how does being a mom specifically fuel that passion rather than taking from it if that's the case.
Yeah, honestly, I do get asked that a lot because it's like I feel like LuLaRoe. So I've been in it. Well, I want to say okay. So it's been a year and a half.
Wow.
It was a year in June, and I thought about that too. Like right around the year mark, I really sat down and I'm like, um, am I still enjoying it? Am I still
Mm.
reading it? Or am I just doing it because it's like convenient now and all these things? And honestly, I could say like 100% that I like truly love what I do. Um, and I think that is because I found what I loved, at an earlier age, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
Um, so I do absolutely love that I have the experience too, and so all that kind of is
Mm-hmm.
still with me,
Mm-hmm.
even with being a mom to two kids now. Um, and now that I'm a mom to two kids and still doing the business, I definitely have more of like a motivation, I would say, like versus like, okay, so now we know that I do love what I do and it's worth it to me. So how am I going to continue to rock my business while
Mm-hmm.
still giving my two kids the same love and attention that they need? And so that's why I think now I've kind of had to just adjust my own work ethic and
Mm-hmm.
like work experience as far as like putting myself on a real schedule,
Mm-hmm.
because that's important now.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of what has changed. Um, I still get up in the morning and I'm still excited to go into my little room and just like make outfits,
Mm-hmm.
like have these calls with women and them tell me what they want to see and then I can create it for them and then they get it in the mail and they're like so excited,
Oh.
and they're like, "Oh my gosh, I saw you made an outfit and I ordered it just by like just not knowing if it would look good and I can't believe it fits me and I
Oh, that's so
worn
cool.
this in long and that and just getting those alone, even at my parties, just
Mm-hmm.
seeing like the happy faces that they're like, that there's items that fit them and they
Mm-hmm.
love, that's comfortable. I think that is what's also constantly like fueling
Yeah.
my passion and love for what I do
Yeah.
every day. Yeah.
That's so good.
Hmm.
Now, how do you stay inspired and passionate about this stuff, like in the midst of daily life and hard days with your kiddos? Like, yeah, how do you do it?
Yeah, you know what? That's funny because today was one of those days where I'm just like, oh my gosh, I felt like stressed,
Mm,
because my son just wasn't being the regular way he is. He was being more difficult, and I just couldn't get anything done today. And I'm like, okay, so I have to ask myself that question again, right? Like, is this, do I need to cut back or what do I
mm,
need to do? But it's still like, even when I have days like this, I am still excited about, you know, doing, okay, so tomorrow I'll wake
mm-hmm,
up a little bit earlier and I'll get things done.
mm-hmm,
And then when the kids wake up, we'll have our time together,
mm-hmm,
and stuff like that.
mm.
So that's just
Yeah.
how I think, I guess, is
Uh-huh.
more of like, okay, so I didn't get things done today. So what am I going to do tomorrow to maybe help, you know, me reach my goals or reach my,
Right.
to-do list of what I wanted to do, in order for me to like continue to grow my business and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Hmm.
Have you found like some more purpose in what you do in now having a little girl too? Like, not that
Oh
the
my,
boy, like, not that your little boy is like excluded from this, because obviously there's
yeah,
boy Lula clothing,
yeah.
but I do really love the just the, I don't know, mission statement of LulaRoe
Hmm.
and like what they stand for and how they do really empower women. And so, how has that changed for you now having a little girl?
Oh man, well, it's so funny because I wouldn't consider myself like, the girliest of girls, I guess.
Yeah.
I always was like, no, it's not. But oh my gosh, once you have a girl, it is like a game changer. You want to find most florals and put her on a bow. It's funny. I had her in a bow the other day, and my husband's like, "She's at home." Like, what?
Oh,
Man.
that is
um,
so cute.
so, and it's also having my own little girl. It's like I want her to be able to grow up too, and just know that she can everything that I'm learning. Like, you can embrace the way you look,
Yeah.
and there are clothes out there that will make you feel beautiful, and you don't have to change the way you look. Just you just
Mm-hmm.
have to first love yourself,
Mm-hmm.
the way that God created you, and just like just embrace it and not worry about all that other stuff. And I think now that I have her, I think that's one of the things that I'm like looking forward to
Mm.
raising her, is just
Mm-hmm.
showing her that like, be confident,
Mm.
and just don't worry about all that other stuff
Yeah.
that's going on. Just like love yourself. And so
That's so
that's
good.
why I love LulaRoe, because that's every day I follow so many of like my other consultants, and it's just like, oh my gosh, every type of woman you could find is like rocking it and loving it and
Mm.
being so, passionate and excited. And I just love seeing that. And I
Yeah.
love being part of a company that's what we do, and
Mm-hmm.
that's, why we're so passionate about it.
Mm-hmm. That's so cool.
Yeah.
So, have you experienced what we like to call mom guilt
Hmm.
during this process of being a mom? Like, because essentially you're a full time mom and you're working.
Hmm.
Um, have you experienced this like feeling of guilt? And if so, what does it look like for you to walk through that?
Yeah, I think one of the main things that I really, really feel guilty about and I harp myself on about is like, because unfortunately, one of the things that I'm not going to say hate, but I'm still working on, I
Mm-hmm.
guess, is just that a lot of my work is social media and
Mm-hmm.
does require me to be, I mean, I honestly don't really spend time on my computer because computers are so
Yeah.
like obsolete now, I
Yeah.
feel like. So I'm really on my phone. I do everything from my phone. I
Yeah.
take my photos off my phone. I do my live sales from my phone. I'm super into customer service.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, you're
as
she's
soon
amazing, by the way.
as,
Anybody wondering.
as soon as I see a customer message me, like I can't not, like it bother, like I can't not respond back immediately, and those types of things. And so
Yeah.
I constantly have to like catch myself, and I find myself like, if Lincoln is like, playing and I'm like staring down at my phone, that's when
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh, like that's what I still need to work on, because that's just what, and that's a big part of my business is like posting and,
Right.
all that stuff. So I feel like that's all that I have it written down on my list of like things that I want to work on so I
Mm.
can remind myself and maybe catch myself more. And so I've scheduled times like dinner time, like my phone is away so that
Yeah.
I'm really I need to do like I'm more aware of doing that. Or when I have like my like certain playtime with Link, I'll make sure my phone is like in my room so I'm not like thinking about it like that. Like it literally has to be like out of my sight so that I'm not taking away from time from hanging out with my kids or
Yeah.
anything like that. Just kind of making sure, because at the end of the day, I love what I do, but I don't want to miss like Harper's first crawl because I'm like
Yeah.
staring down at my phone, So
Yeah.
that's one of the things that I think about a lot. And so I think I've done a lot better now being a year and a half into it. I'm more of aware of, what's
Yeah.
important, what can wait,
Yeah.
and so yeah, I think that's one of my main things that I'm working on for
That's
sure.
so cool. Well, I love that you gave like practical um kind of things that you do
Hmm.
to, cuz like I think just being aware of those things is so important. And like a lot of the time I found like for me when I start to feel guilty, I'll be like, "Wait, is that is that just me, or is there a reason I'm feeling guilty?" Like cuz
Yeah.
sometimes we can just feel it for no reason. But
Yeah.
like I love that you are aware of things because there we are going to mess up. We are going to like make mistakes, but if
Mhm.
we're not aware of it, like then it's harder to change it or
Def-
to whatever grow. So I love
mhm.
that you have practical things that you do, like
Yeah.
taking action or whatever. That's so inspiring to me.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
really cool.
Thank you.
So what kind of legacy do you want to leave for your kids?
Oh my goodness. I would probably say just, I think from like right now, I mean, I just had a conversation with my mom and she just like said, I'm just so happy that you found something that you love, and we just had like a real conversation. Like, they moved us out here when you're young, and they're one of the parents that just worked hard so that me and my brothers can get a good education and like,
Yeah.
have a great job. And she's like, even though you weren't what I wanted you to be, like, like the nurse or
Yeah.
doctor,
Yeah.
every parent's dream. She's like, I'm so proud of you, and I'm proud of that you
Oh.
found something that you love. So I would love to that is one of the things that I want to make sure I remember down the road when they're older. And hopefully, I mean, I'm sure I'll be like my mom and be like, oh, you're going to go to nursing school?
Yeah.
I mean, but I'm glad I'm getting this recorded
Yeah,
because
there you go.
that I'm saying, like, just find something that you truly
Mm.
love and you're passionate about and just run with it and just be great at it and just love it every day and just um I think that's one of the important things is like if that's behind your business and that's behind what you want to do is your heart and something that you wake up and you're happy to do and you're so passionate about doing every day, um, that is what is going to put you to the top and
Mm-hmm.
make you amazing and great at what you
Mm.
do and love even more what you do every day.
That's
So
so
that's
cool.
definitely
Oh.
what I would love to keep in their hearts when they're
Yeah, yeah,
older.
yeah, for sure. That's so cool.
Hmm.
So, this is kind of a fun question that I get to ask moms, and that is how are you managing like your time and like taking care of your own heart in the midst of all that you do? Like, do you have
Yeah.
practical things that you do?
So, when it's at home, I feel like we're still working on that part. Like me and my
Yeah,
husband, alone time or whatever, since I just had a baby 5 months
yeah,
ago, we're still kind of getting
for
in that
sure.
over, right? Like I had the first and
Yep.
then so it's starting over. So, but for me personally, just having me like time, I have my church group
Mm-hmm.
on Tuesday mornings, and that's what I've been looking forward to because it is like what from 10 to 11:30, an
Yep.
hour and a half a
Yeah.
week just to like not have my kids with me and
Yep.
they're okay, they're getting taken care of, they're playing, but just like be with other moms that are going through what you're going through, and that if you feel like you just need the hour and a half to even cry and just be like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, the other
That's so good.
they're gonna be there for you, and be like, oh girl, like I know, and they can
Yeah.
relate to you. So that honestly, just that once a week is like so nice. And just, just connecting with other moms, I think is like, even doing this is alone time for me because we get
Yes.
about it.
Oh,
And you know
good.
what I mean? So that's, yeah, that definitely helps. So that
Yeah.
mom's group once a week is great. Play dates, you still get
Yeah.
time, but that's still a little, you're still with your kids, but
Sure, sure.
even that little time,
Yeah.
anything,
They're not solely relying on you for their
yeah,
entertainment or
yeah,
whatever. Yeah.
for sure. Yeah. And then sometimes, just even taking a drive out to like, oh, I'm gonna get myself a
Hmm.
burrito
Yeah, yeah.
and just be
Yes.
gone for hours.
Burritos. I love it.
I'm like, okay, bye. Here with the
Yeah.
kids that just drive alone. Like I love driving and just like blasting my music to whatever I want it to
Yes.
be and just like having that just alone time for
Yep.
just the is good.
Yeah. That's so cool. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to end with some fun questions.
Hmm.
The first being, what is like a favorite product for yourself or for your kids?
Oh my gosh. Okay, Prada. What is a good? I mean, obviously the the binky is
Yes, hands down.
like, oh my God, we have a million. I have like 10 in my car. I have my office desk. I have, stuff everywhere. It's like, yeah, the binky, I mean, it's amazing. It works wonders.
Yeah.
What am I loving right now? I mean, it's so funny because you like use it all because you're trying
Hmm.
everything out. So
Yep.
second, you're like, yeah, they like
Yeah, yeah.
you're not too worried about it. And
That's so
no,
funny.
I would say that the boppy, she loves her boppy. Link
Oh,
wasn't into it, but
cool.
she loves her boppy. Um, yeah, I would say those two things.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay, and do you have a favorite holiday tradition with your family yet? Or is there one that you're wanting to do? Or, yeah, what does that
So
look
with us, just like me, my husband, my kids, oh my gosh, I don't think we have one that we just do yet.
like? Mm.
Maybe we might this year since there's, Harper's
Yeah.
now. Um, but I do want to start something. What did we do? But man, what's one that we did with Lincoln? I mean, I got him, his like first ornament with his picture on it. Um,
Oh.
that I'll probably do for Harper, and I want to do it every year just so that they
Yeah.
have their own stuff. And when they grow up, we'll be like, here,
Yeah.
and they're like,
Inherit a whole box of
thanks,
that's
mom.
totally gonna happen. Like we do that too.
Yeah. But I mean, we have monkey bread with our family, and Hank,
Oh,
he
yum.
hasn't had it yet. He hasn't had it yet because he was too young, and we missed it
Oh.
last time. So, he's gonna just scarf it down.
Oh my gosh. Monkey bread. I haven't had that in ages.
Yeah, it's great. My mother-in-law makes amazing ones. So good.
Yum.
Yeah.
I might have to do that this year, actually. That sounds really good. Okay, and then one piece of advice you'd give to young moms.
Oh man. Okay, I would just say it's really hard, but I would just have to say like just cherish those just like try to just cherish those small moments that you get
Hmm.
like during the day. Like it's so funny because Link was just being like a crazy child today. And then I was just sitting down, just like, working while he was just watching a little bit of TV. And he just came over and just like gave me a hug and just like
Oh.
had his little face like, I love you,
Oh.
mom. And I'm just like, oh, you're my
Oh.
child again. And it
Yes.
all goes away. And then he's like an hour later.
Oh.
But no, just
Yeah.
cherishing those like little moments that are just because they grow so fast
Yeah.
and it happens so fast. And I know everybody says that, but just like really cherishing and trying to remember just like that these are like God created them, they're gifts, but they're
Yeah.
like you get to raise them, and then it's just like they're yours, and so it's just like
Yeah.
remembering those like little tender and sweet moments, I think, is like super important.
That's so
Yeah.
beautiful. And I'll take that for myself. That's so good.
Yeah. Amongst the chaos of
Yes,
like mom.
yes. But that's so it's so important to remember, especially
Yeah.
on hard days. That's so good.
Hmm. Yeah.
Oh, well, Christelle, thank you so much for doing this again with me. That was
Of course.
so great, and I can't wait to share your story.
Thank you so much. I had a
Yes.
great
Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode. I hope you got some good nuggets to take with you into your week. If you enjoyed this, I would love to hear from you via review on iTunes. This way we can get our amazing mom stories out to more people and grow our community so we can all feel more supported. Also, you can check us out at Mommispace on Instagram, Facebook, and mommispace.com to find out more about our guests and to connect with them as well. If you have somebody that you think would be a good candidate for the show to interview, I would love to hear from you as well. You can email us at mommispace@gmail.com. I hope you have an amazing week. Bless you. You are enough.